We're asking everyone to please take your seats. We'll be starting in 3 minutes.
Welcome to the 33rd anniversary of the Jim Clyburn's Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic Virtual Celebration. This year, the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation will be presenting 200 student scholarships to over 30 institutions of higher education, amounting to over $500,000. This celebration will showcase scholarship and sponsorship. We will have remarks from Congressman James E. Clyburn, Janice Marshall, Executive Director of the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation, greetings from college and university presidents, and messages of gratitude from scholarship recipients. Please welcome the Master of Ceremonies, James Bennett, Chairman of the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation Board of Directors.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here at the 33rd Annual Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic. As you all know by now, the Classic is more than a golf tournament. As a matter of fact, the first round of the tournament took place this morning, and the final round will take place tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I think this might be the first year that I and Jim Clyburn never played in the tournament because we had other duties this morning. But where are the golfers in the house? How many folks out there played golf today? All right, thank you so much, and give yourselves a hand. The fact that this is more than a tournament, the Classic weekend actually started on Thursday with a back-to-school bash for the local students in Santee area. And then on Friday, we had a health fair, and Jim Clyburn has always practiced what he preached. That health fair is named after Ollie Johnson, a good friend of Jim's and a great supporter of this tournament. And Clyburn thought it was necessary that we bring attention to health disparities, in particular in areas like Santee and Orangeburg County. And so thus was the birth of the health fair. And this evening, we are all gathered for the recognition of the Scholarship Awards celebration. We will be celebrating over 200 students that either live in the district or their university is in the district. Let's give them all a hand. At this time, I would like for us to direct our attention to the screen, where we will have words from our Executive Director, Janice Marshall.
Greetings from the James A. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. Welcome to the 33rd year for the Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic. We are celebrating the Canzater scholars, and this is to also say thank you to all of our sponsors for their donations and support of this year's scholarship recipient, a great investment in our future leaders. We have 200 scholarship recipients. They will be attending colleges and universities throughout the United States. We are so proud of them, along with family and friends, and we say congratulations. And to all presidents and representatives, for all of your continued commitment to these young minds as they aspire to fulfill their dreams and visions. The foundation will continue promoting education, changing lives, and building healthy communities. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for all of you making a difference.
We would like to personally thank Janice and April Thomas, who also works with Janice in the office. Thank you for all of the great work that you do all year long to make sure that this weekend is a success. I would now like to, thank you. I would now like to take this opportunity to recognize the board members that we have here today. I am honored to serve as the chair of the board, and we're happy to have with us Leslie Price. I saw Leslie earlier. She may be a little late getting in here, but Leslie Price, who serves on the board, and Gloria Warner. See Gloria running around. Thank you so much, Gloria. And Lisa Toporic. Where are you, Lisa? Thank you so much for serving. I would now like to bring up to our board member, Gloria Warner, to recognize our sponsors. Thank you, Gloria.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? How y'all? I'm talking to y'all. So I do have the great honor of recognizing our sponsors for this evening, and without them, we would not be here. So you can look around the room and see all of the sponsors that we have, and behind me, the heavy hitters. So, what, you want me to pull that down? Can you all not hear me? Is that better? Okay. All righty. Well then, so anyway, our sponsors. But I do want to send a special thanks out to Dell and Microsoft, who have been with us for many, many years and who have really stepped up to the plate and given our students the equipment that they need to be successful. You know, young people cannot make it in this world without computers and software, and but we do have two Microsoft employees here tonight, so if you all would just stand and be recognized. I've got Jerome and Samuel with us, so, you know, thank you, Microsoft. But like I said, and our Double Eagle sponsors are all along the back, so really good. We are grateful for all of the support that you've given to the Canzater Scholars over the last 33 years, and I was talking with someone and was talking about how over the years we have broadened. We started with, what was it, maybe 50, and then went to 75, 100, 150, 200 scholars this year, you all. 200. That, yes, that is just, it is amazing, and this world needs good young people who can take us to the next generation. So thank you for what you've done, and we do have a video that's going to play that's going to hear a little bit from our Double Eagle sponsors. So.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Jefferson, and I'm the head of U.S. Government Affairs at Dell Technologies and a longtime fan of the distinguished Congressman Clyburn and his foundation. It is an honor to extend a huge congratulations to the 2023 Rudolph Canzater Scholarship recipients on behalf of Dell. I encourage you to celebrate this milestone as you embark on this new chapter. I promise you, this is truly one of the best times of your life. Enjoy every moment of it. Ensuring everyone, regardless of background or means of access, is equipped with the resources and tools they need to be successful is something that I'm very passionate about. So I feel extra thankful to have the opportunity not only to congratulate our winners, but also work for a company that shares the same passion. It's core to who Dell is as a company. We believe firsthand in the power of technology to solve the biggest challenges and drive community progress. That's why for the past 13 years, we've been so excited to provide a new Dell laptop for each of the winners through the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. It's partnerships like these that help further empower students with the skills, resources, and technology to ensure real progress in an increasingly digital world. Once again, congratulations to our winners. You are the leaders of the future, and we wish you all the best with this next endeavor. Thank you.
Hello, this is Fred Humphreys, Corporate Vice President of U.S. Government Affairs at Microsoft. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the students here on your remarkable academic accomplishments thus far. Your dedication, hard work, and perseverance have brought you to this point, and it's truly inspiring. As you embark on this exciting weekend of golfing in the tournament, I want to wish each and every one of you the best of luck. Remember that success is not solely measured by winning, but by the invaluable life lessons and friendships formed along the way. Embrace the challenges, display teamwork, and relish the joy of friendly competition. Once again, congratulations on your academic achievements, and thank you for allowing Microsoft to be a part of your journey. Good luck in the tournament, and may you enjoy this weekend.
This is Frank Hatton. I'm with Bowling, South Carolina, and North Charleston, South Carolina. I'd like to congratulate the scholarship recipients on receiving this great honor and encourage you to not just think of your present future, but hopefully reach back and inspire the next generation. Once again, thank you very much, and congratulations on receiving this scholarship.
Hello, I'm Derek Dockery, part of the dedicated U.S. public policy team at TikTok. I am incredibly privileged to extend our heartfelt congratulations to the distinguished 2023 class of Canzater scholars on behalf of our entire team at TikTok. You made it. At TikTok, creativity and authenticity are at the core of all that we do. And we know you live this every day. We're immensely proud at TikTok to support the invaluable work of the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. This partnership is rooted in our mutual commitment to fostering a brighter future. So here's to you. And remember, this is just your opening act. The best is yet to come.
Thank you all. Give them a big hand of support. Appreciate it. James, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
You know, I've been banking for 39 years, and when folks come in and say it ain't so much about the money, it's about the money. And so we can't thank our sponsors enough, because we couldn't do what we do without the money. So thank you. At this point, I'd like to call Lisa Toporek, our board member, to recognize our special guest, college presidents. Lisa.
Well, hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. It's great to see everyone here, to understand there are 200 scholars, to see everybody on the golf course today. I played something like golf. So it's the 33rd annual Canzater Golf Tournament. It's the 30th anniversary of my first Canzater, but it's my first Canzater as a board member, so I'm super happy to be here tonight. So tonight we celebrate our scholars. We thank and appreciate our sponsors, but there's another group here who's been so helpful and generous and supportive through the years, and that is our local college university presidents. And I want to thank all of those who made it here tonight to Santee. We've got a lot of good folks in the house. So we have Dr. Alex Conyers, president of South Carolina State. We've got Rosalind Artis, president of Benedict. We've got Dwayne Warmack, president of Claflin, here tonight. We've got Rex Tolliver, the Dean of Student Affairs, University of South Carolina. And we've also got Danette Stewart, who's the Vice Chancellor up at USC Upstate as well. Thank you to Patricia Bennett, Assistant to the President at Midlands Technical College, and Julio Hernandez, Assistant to the President at Clemson University. So really want to thank all of you for coming here tonight, showing your support, being ready and excited to welcome all the Canzater scholars to your schools this fall, and I know they're looking forward to it and appreciate your support. So thank you so much for being here.
We do not want to underestimate the value of college presidents taking time out of your busy schedule to be here this evening. It's a great display of commitment to the students, and so we appreciate what you do every day. If you took colleges and universities out of our communities, it would be a big void, not only from an educational point of view, but from an economic empowerment point of view. So we appreciate what you do every day. And although this program is virtual, almost 200 kids are watching as we go through this process today, but we are so fortunate to have former Canzater scholars and some current Canzater scholars, and they're going to come to us now in their own way. So let's welcome these scholars.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson Simmons, and I graduated from Ridgeview High School. I will be attending Clemson University and majoring in computer science. I would like to thank Dell, Microsoft, the Clyburn Foundation, and all the other sponsors for their generosity and involvement in the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship. I believe discipline is the bridge between dreams and goals. I was taught there are only two things you can do in the morning when you wake up. You can either sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. This scholarship will allow me to chase and fulfill my dreams. As Congressman Clyburn stated in his book, you must get back to the basics. Because of the scholarship, I will have more time to get back to the basics of studying and working hard. Difficult times are when ordinary people quit. This scholarship will allow me to be extraordinary by mitigating my financial burden so I can embrace the challenges of college. Again, I would like to thank Dell, Microsoft, the Clyburn Foundation, and all the sponsors for the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Emily Gilbreth, and last year I graduated from Blythewood High School in Blythewood, South Carolina. In the fall, I will be attending the College of Charleston Honors College as a double major in music and English with a minor in philosophy. Eventually, I will be going to law school, and the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship will be instrumental to my success as a legal representative for the American Library Association. My dream is to fight for increased access to educational materials and fight against the censorship and banning of books. I hope for a world and a nation where every child loves to read and gets to read whatever book they would like. And I hope to be a core component of increasing literacy across our nation. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to Dell, to Microsoft, and of course to Representative Clyburn and his staff. Thank you all and have a good night.
Good evening, friends, family, and special guests. My name is Brianna Edwards, and I'm a recent graduate from James Island Charter High School. I am overwhelmed with pride as a result of winning the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship. Now that I have graduated in the top 5% of my senior class with honors, I am excited to be headed to Newberry College in the fall with a focus on earning a nursing degree. The importance of the scholarship cannot be stated enough. As a recipient, this will allow me to go to college and graduate debt-free. To my mom and my grandmother, thank you so much for all of your support, patience, and for providing me the backbone I needed to become a high-level scholar. I am also eternally grateful to Dell and Microsoft for the new computer and the software that will assist me all 4 years of college. Lastly, and most importantly, I need to thank the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation for this phenomenal opportunity of being one of the scholarship recipients. There are no words that I can use to express how grateful I am for this investment in my future. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and have a good night.
Good evening, my name is Imani, and I recently just graduated from Military Magnet Academy in North Charleston with the top 10 of my class being number 3. I will be attending Francis Marion University to major in forensic chemistry. My future plans are to become a forensic pathologist and, work behind the scenes to help families gain closures for those who have death in their families. I want to thank Microsoft, Dell, and the James Clyburn Scholarship for giving me the opportunity to further my education with little to no debt and for putting their trust in me to further my education. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anaya Hodges. I am a 2023 W.J. Keenan High School graduate. Yep. I was the salutatorian, and on August 12th, I will begin my journey at Claflin University. As a biology major with a minor in chemistry. Becoming a recipient of the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship has brought me a step closer to achieving my career goals to becoming a pediatrician. The foundation has awarded me a check to cover a portion of my tuition and fees, and my own Dell laptop that will provide me with flexibility and convenience to study and work on my own terms. Attending Claflin University provides an incredible opportunity to learn under the tutelage of world-class faculty. Moreover, as a leading HBCU in South Carolina and nationwide, Claflin will give me access to state-of-the-art research facilities and lecture halls to attain marketable skills that meet the global demands of the healthcare industry. Thank you to the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. I am elated to be chosen as a recipient of the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Prince Ross, and I'm a graduate of Dutch Fork High School. This fall, I will be attending the University of South Carolina on their Columbia campus while majoring in sports management. Go Cox. I want to thank all of the sponsors, especially Dell and Microsoft, for their contribution. It is truly a blessing. This scholarship means so much more to me than, this scholarship means more to me than just means to pursue a higher education. It's a symbol of the trust and belief that others have placed in my potential to contribute to their mission. With this scholarship, I am given the chance to cultivate my skills and knowledge in a structured and supportive environment, preparing me to face the challenges that lie ahead. I am determined to excel academically, develop my leadership capabilities, and embrace the opportunities to positively impact my peers and community. Being a Canzater Scholar empowers me to pursue my passions while serving a cause greater than myself, knowing that every step I take will contribute to the betterment of our nation. Receiving this scholarship is a humbling experience, and I am committed to honoring the trust placed in me by using this opportunity to grow, learn, and contribute meaningfully to society. It will be my privilege to serve with dedication, honor, and unwavering commitment, carrying the values of being a Canzater Scholar with me throughout my life and the rest of my career. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dominique Bartley, and I am a 2019 graduate of the High School for Health Professions in Orangeburg, South Carolina. I am a recent graduate of the University of South Carolina, where I earned my Bachelor's of Science in Integrated Information Technology with a minor in Sport and Entertainment Management. I currently am enrolled at South Carolina State University, where I will be starting in the fall, obtaining my master's degree in business administration. I want to say, Congressman Clyburn, when you came to the University of South Carolina this past fall and met with some of your recipients, someone in the room said, "Do you check to see if we graduate?" And your response was no, because you have given us the tools to be successful. And it is up to us to be successful. So I want to say to you today, thank you, and I kept my promise. Thank you.
Wow, I think you all agree that the future is in good hands and that we did a great job in our investment. Before we move on to our next speaker, we have a video that we need to present regarding our college presidents.
My name is Dr. Dewan Warmack, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the 9th president here at Claflin University. Congratulations on being named Canzater Scholar. You have made a great decision in choosing Claflin University to continue your educational journey. Claflin puts students first. As a member of the Claflin family, you will be in great hands with world-class faculty that are devoted to ensure that your matriculation is a success. We look forward to welcoming you and meeting you in the next few weeks. I want to thank Congressman Clyburn for his amazing support for students in the state of South Carolina. He is truly a fierce and outspoken advocate for education. We are forever grateful for all that he has done and will continue to do, providing educational opportunities for future leaders like you. Your future will be great at Claflin University. We look forward to seeing you very soon.
Hi, everyone. I'm John Dozier, the new president of Columbia College. We're grateful to Jim Clyburn's Rudolph Canzater Scholarship Fund for compassionately supporting the college experiences of so many students across the state. This support is invaluable as higher education institutions seek to prepare the next generation to change the world for the better. Congressman Clyburn has dedicated his life and career to providing opportunities for all to reap the benefits that education allows, and we are incredibly grateful for this noble work. Congratulations to the Columbia College recipient, Madison Insminger, on this impressive accomplishment. Here at Columbia College, so many opportunities are waiting to be explored. We're anxiously awaiting your arrival and can't wait to welcome you home in just a few short weeks. For generations, Columbia College students have paved the way for your time with us, and that time has finally come. With the support of your Columbia College family and the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship Fund, there are no limits. So let's explore the future together.
Greetings to all who have gathered today to recognize the 2023 Rudolph Canzater Scholars. I'm Michael Amiridis, President of the University of South Carolina, and it is my pleasure to join you in celebrating this year's scholarship recipients. In just a few weeks, 27 Canzater scholars will begin their studies at the University of South Carolina, and we are very excited to welcome them to our USC family. We're also proud to join the James C. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation to help the scholars achieve a college education. USC has been supporting the Canzater Scholars Program for more than 2 decades by providing funds to match the generous scholarships from the Clyburn Foundation. This year, I'm very pleased to announce that we will be matching the Foundation's awards 5-1. Scholars, please make time to speak to the USC financial aid officers, and they will help you find all the resources available to assist with your education. Thank you to the Clyburn Foundation and to everyone who supports its work to educate South Carolina students, and once again, congratulations to our Canzater scholars. I look forward to seeing you on campus soon. Go Gamecocks!
Good evening. I'm Dr. Rosalind Clark Artis, President and CEO of Benedict College, the HBCU that put the BC in HGCU. I am excited to congratulate the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation on its 33rd annual Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic. Each year, the extraordinary tournament raises thousands of dollars for need-based scholarships. This year, 10 Benedict College students, our talented 10, have been awarded financial assistance as a result of the generosity and committed sponsors, patrons, and participants in the Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic. Congratulations, Benedict College Canzater Scholars. When you selected Benedict College, you made the best choice. And with the support of the Rudolph Canzater Scholarship Fund, we expect nothing but the best from you and wish the best for you in the new academic year. A heartfelt congratulations to Congressman Clyburn and his James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation for the committed and steadfast commitment to the success of college students in the 6th Congressional District. You are a champion of higher education and upward mobility, and we salute you. Best wishes on another successful tournament.
You belong with others who are driven by excellence and a desire to transform. You belong at Benedict College. This women-founded, historically black institution is one of the fastest-growing, most diverse colleges in the nation. We've been exceptionally ranked for our graduate outcomes and our academic offerings, and we're ready to help bring your dreams to life. Apply to Benedict College today. Become your best and be a part of the best of BC.
Essence, Kiera, Imani. On behalf of Francis Marion University, I'd like to extend our most heartfelt congratulations on your scholarship awards. My name is Everett Gary, your Director of Admissions, and know that you can reach out to me or any of the admissions staff to help you prepare for an incredible 4-year experience as soon as you step foot on campus in the fall. Our community, faculty, and staff are all behind you, and we can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish during your 4 years here and beyond. Once again, congratulations on your scholarship award, and welcome to the Patriot family.
Hi, I'm Helene Gale, president of Spelman College. It is so good to celebrate such a momentous occasion with all of you at this year's Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic. Thank you, Congressman Clyburn, for your continuous support of our youth. Thank you also to Janice Marshall, Executive Director of the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation, for this special invitation and all those who made this event possible. Also, a special thanks to Dell and Microsoft for your sponsorship and support of our students. On behalf of Spelman College, congratulations on the 31st anniversary of the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. We applaud your commitment to supporting the communities and students that you serve through educational advocacy and career and life development. Your work and the more than 1,800 scholarships that you have provided to students over the past 32 years are critical to their future success. We are thrilled to know that 2 of our Spelman College students will be among the scholarship recipients this year. Congratulations to class of 2027 students, Brevi Holiday, who is a health science major from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and Hannah Jackson, who is a documentary filmmaking major from Greenville, South Carolina. And congratulations to all of the scholarship recipients. I know your families are proud of you, and so are we. I wish you all the best in your academic journeys and future endeavors. Congratulations once again.
I'm Jim Clements, president of Clemson University, and I want to offer my congratulations to all of the recipients of this year's Rudolph Canzater Scholarship. It's an incredible accomplishment to receive this scholarship, and it is a testament to your dedication and your abilities. I'm so proud of you, and I wish all of the Canzater scholars across the state the very best of luck in everything that you do. I also want to offer a special congratulations to the 7 Canzater scholars who will be attending Clemson University this fall. We're glad to have you as Clemson Tigers, and I look forward to seeing you on our main campus in the future. I'm also proud to announce that this year we will continue our 6-to-1 match for our Clemson-bound Canzater scholars. I also want to offer my thanks to my very good friend, Congressman Jim Clyburn. Thank you for your vision and for helping so many students achieve their dreams. Congressman Clyburn has dedicated his entire life to making a difference for others, and he has done so much for so many. I'm thankful that he continues to help hundreds of brilliant students each year, just like you, pursue a college education. So please take full advantage of this life-changing opportunity. No matter which university you're going to attend, I urge you to work hard, do your very best, and use your God-given talents to make a difference in the world. I believe in you. Again, congratulations and go Tigers!
I'm Dr. Benny Lee Harris, Chancellor of the University of South Carolina at Upstate, and I'm honored to be speaking virtually at the Rudolph Canzater Memorial Classic, an important celebration with a crucial mission, raising money for need-based college scholarships. Before I go any further, I'd like to take a moment to thank Congressman Jim Clyburn and the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation. For 31 years, you have pledged your support of higher education, and for that, we at USC Upstate are eternally grateful. Now I'd like to take a moment and an opportunity to share well wishes and congratulations to the 5 scholars who will be attending USC Upstate, each of whom will receive a $1,000 scholarship, a Dell laptop computer, and a Microsoft package that will support their college journey. Congratulations to Cameron Neal, Larissa Wall, Michael Woodard, Jarrell Hopkins, and Daria Ross. Congratulations. I am proud of you and of all the hard work that brought you to this particular recognition. and I am thrilled that you will be attending USC Upstate. You will soon join a campus community that shares your commitment to academic success. The administration, the faculty, and staff are eager to hear your stories and help you achieve your greatest goals. Again, congratulations, and we will see you in the fall.
Hello, I'm Andrew Hsu, President of the College of Charleston. On behalf of the College of Charleston, let me offer you our sincere congratulations on earning the prestigious James E. Clyburn Scholarship. This scholarship not only acknowledges your high school academic achievements, but it also recognizes your boundless potential. You will be great additions to our growing community of scholars. Our academic family, made up of students, professors, and support staff who come from around the world to study and work at the college. Here at the College of Charleston, we will do our best to help you achieve not only your personal academic goals, but also position you for leading the life extraordinary. So, it is with great pride that I add your names to our College of Charleston roll. Morgan Didman, Chai Soleil Harmon, William Jenkins, Celaya Williams, Anaya Williams, and Emmeline Gilbert. Welcome to the College of Charleston, and go Cougars.
On behalf of Campus Dean Dr. Michael Sontag, faculty and staff at USC Sumter, we would like to congratulate Emily Joslin on receiving the 2023 Rudolph Canzater Scholarship. We would also like to thank the James E. Clyburn Scholarship and Research Foundation for allowing USC Sumter to partner with them in awarding these scholarships to deserving students. Emily, we celebrate with you and look forward to welcoming you to campus next month as a fire ant. Congratulations, Emily.
Hello, I'm Doug Taylor, Vice President for Institutional Advancement here on the campus of Allen University. On behalf of our esteemed President, Dr. Ernest McNeil, we would like to say thank you to the Jim Clyburn Scholarship Foundation for all that you do for the university and our community. This year, we would like to welcome Ms. Jayla Phillip to the Allen University family, a place where all that can be imagined is being achieved. Welcome.
Thank you. Before we move on, I would like to ask the parents and the loved ones of the present and former Canzater scholars, please stand and be recognized. Thank y'all so much. And for the students, after the program, we have two representatives of Microsoft, which are here, Samuel Blackman and Jerome Collins. Feel free to meet them at the front of the stage after the program. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you our leader, our founder, Jim Clyburn, our waymaker. And if you don't think that Jim Clyburn can make a way out of no way, you talk to some of the parents who have received these scholarships over the years. When you talk about a $1,000 scholarship with a match from 2 to 6%, when you talk about getting a free Dell laptop and a software package, that is a way out of no way. If you don't think Jim Clyburn can make a way out of no way, you just ask Joe Biden. You can also Ask Nancy Pelosi. Ask any Democrat who has been elected in the last 20 years, black or white. Ask the people of I-95 corridor. Ask the black farmers all around the country. Ask the HBCUs, not just the 8 that are here in South Carolina, but ask the HBCUs all over this country. Ask the black business folks that during COVID received PPP funding and anything $150,000 and under was forgiven. Ask the governor of the state of South Carolina who will receive monies for broadband. And by the way, that's $65 billion all over the country. And I can assure you that South Carolina will get its share. Ask the 1,800 recipients who have received over $5.7 billion already. I'd like to present now the Waymaker, my friend, your friend, Jim Clyburn.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much, and thank you, James Bennett, for being such a friend and being so effusive here this evening. Thank you so much. James Bennett, I got to know when he was still a student at the University of South Carolina, and I knew way back then there was something special about him, and he's demonstrated it tonight with his introduction of me. So thank you. Thank you very, very much. And now, earlier today, we heard from presidents of various colleges and universities here in the state. A lot of people have asked me, what does it take to qualify for one of these scholarships? And there are only 2 criteria. The first one is anybody who live in the 6th Congressional District is eligible, no matter where you go to school. The second one is anybody who attends school in the 6th Congressional District is eligible, no matter where you live. It's just that simple. We have a lot of students who were born and raised and lived here in the 6th District and ended up in college. One I remember at the University of Southern Cal. They got a scholarship because they live in the 6th District. We have several students who have been eligible because they were born somewhere else but decided to go to college in one of the schools in the 6th District. They were eligible. Those are the only 2 criteria that I have placed on these scholarships. And so the 200 people who will be getting scholarships this evening, or who will be announced, they've gotten them already. As you know, I don't know what's happening here. We keep opening the school year earlier and earlier. And so there are a lot of students who have already gone to school. In fact, I talked to someone earlier, so they opened on August 1st. And they have received, the schools have received their scholarships, and many of them have picked up their laptops. And so that's why you see sparsely attended tonight. Usually, this room is just jammed. But we had 2 problems with that. One, we would say to the recipients, you may come and bring a family member. And they would show up with the family. And that was a problem for us. So to all of you who participated in the golf tournament today, I want to thank you. Because all this started with you. And those of you who will be competing tomorrow Steve, you'll be one of them. You played today? You didn't play today? Well, you're ineligible. But those of you who did play today and plan to win tomorrow, just know you got a chance of winning because I did not play today. If I had, you would be in serious trouble. So let me thank you. Let me just say, earlier today, we had the memorial luncheon, or brunch. I got to stop calling it that. The memorial brunch that started at 10 o'clock because our special guest, our speaker this evening, looked at his schedule saying lunch, and he showed up at noon when we were getting ready to leave. But that gave him a head start on this evening. And he is here. And so I want to thank him for coming. I want to thank him for being the friend that he is. Before I present him, there's someone sitting here that's very special to me. Way back, when I first got started in public life, I came across a problem of trying to get financial aid for young people who were in pursuit of a college education. One of those young people that I came across, he doesn't want me to tell you this, almost 50 years ago. And I got a call from someone that many of you may remember, Lucille Whipper. Lucille Whipper was a legislator here, but before that, she was a teacher, a guidance counselor at Burke High School down in Charleston. Lucille called me one day, said, I've got a young man here who is not able financially to go to college, but he has everything it takes to excel. This little program you're doing called Talent Search. She says, I know that you're concentrating out on the islands, the sea islands of Charleston. Can you make an exception for someone who was born out on the sea islands, but now here at Burke High School? We made an exception. One of the biggest and best decisions I've ever made. That young man is with us tonight. That young man, many of you know, is Nelson Rivers. Nelson, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. He called me this morning on his way here for the lunch and got a call that one of those young people who, along with him, we sent out to Wilberforce University. She passed away suddenly this morning. And so Nelson told me, I can't get there for the luncheon. I'm diverted to deal with this issue. Another friend of his was rushed to the hospital, but he says, but I'm going to get this done. I'll be there at 6 o'clock. And he was here. Thank you so much for being here, Nelson. And that's what this is all about. Also today, he could not be with us today because of a mix-up in the schedule. We'll get this straightened out next year this time. You heard from other college presidents today. One of my favorite of all these presidents, one of my favorites. I've got other favorites. You just heard her name called, the president of Benedict College. You saw her on the screen. Dr. Otis, thank you so much for being here tonight. However, you were able to speak today, and the president of one of my favorites, South Carolina State University, was not here today. Alex Conyers, my neighbor, thank you and your lovely wife for being here this evening. You got anything you want to say? Of course. Come and say it. He had to miss the luncheon today, didn't get a chance to talk, but because I know him so well, and I know he's got good sense, I'm going to let him talk.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you so much for all that you've done over the years and your unwavering support to students from this great 6th district. As a student myself from the 6th district, I know how important it is to these families for the support that you provide. I'm not sure what happened to our video. However, I am so proud to announce that last year we awarded 13 Clyburn Scholars, and we provided a 3-to-1 match. I see my fellow presidents have upped that just a bit tonight. However, I am super, super proud to announce that on Wednesday, 49 Clyburn Scholars will descend upon the campus of South Carolina State University from 13 to 49. We're super, super proud, and at this time, we will match 3-to-1 again. Thank you very much.
I'm glad I brought you up here because when I talked to you 2 days ago, you had reduced that down to 2-to-1. I'm glad to see that the pressure is working. He's up to 3-to-1. Now, I just heard from Jim Bennett that they do have your video. You want to show it now, Jim? Yes, sir. So we're going to show your video, and by the time this video ends, it might get to 4-to-1.
Greetings. I'm Alex Conyers, president at South Carolina State University. I would like to say to Congressman Clyburn, thank you, sir, for your unwavering support to the students of the 6th District. Your support over the years in supplying scholarships to these students regardless of where they may attend school has benefited thousands of students. I would also like to say to Ms. Canzater, thank you, ma'am, for your support to the students as well. I'm so excited as we welcome 49 Clyburn Scholars to our campus at South Carolina State University in Orangeburg in just a week or so. I'm so excited for these students, I'm excited for their future, and I'm grateful to Congressman Clyburn for the support to ensure all of our students have access and affordability to a quality education. And at this time, I would like to welcome the following students to South Carolina State University. Remaya Bookhart, Demaya Grisbaum, Anurel Bird, Camden Crumby, Michael Cumby, Jonathan Darby, Dekara Darson, Ariana Ellis, Niziah Ellison, James Frazier, Jalayla Fuller, Carly Gandy, Alea Garcia, Swan Gaston, Amani Gray, Patricia Green, Zachariah Guyton, Reginald Hall, Kennedy Hill, Akaya Holden, Brianna Holmes, Kiera Housey, Deshaun Jones, Jakari Jones, Amarian Kennedy, Grace Marty, Jamari McIntosh, Ayana Mitchell, Kareem Nelson, Taylor Parker, Sanaya Peterson, Kiera Petty, Isaiah Phillips, Jaden Pritchard, Zanaya Reeves, Ricky Robinson, Jakayla Rogers, Marlon Smith, Michael Thomas, Chelsea Thompson, Michaela Toussaint, Sheridan Tucker Stale, Nevaeh Washington, Tristan Washington, Eric White, Daquan Williams, Kanaska Workman, Keziah Young, and Traquan Young. Because of the generous donations from Bulldogs across the country, we will match this scholarship 2-for-1. So therefore, each of you will receive $3,000 in addition to the laptop provided by the Clyburn Scholarship Foundation. Again, congratulations to each of you. I look forward to seeing you on campus. Go Bulldogs!
I I know everybody thinks that we politicians don't come clean. You heard him say it to the one. That's what he told me a couple of days ago. But I knew after Benedict and the University of South Carolina and all these 6-1 from Clemson, 5-1 from the university, that would be enough pressure. I know him enough. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer, and after our speaker finishes tonight, we may get him to 4-1. So as I present our special guest, who's a good friend of mine, Brandon, stand up back there. Last year, Brandon, for the last several years, Brandon has been in our district office, one of our most valued employees, decided last year he's going to law school. He just got word that everything went well the first year. He will be starting his second year. Congratulations, Brandon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I say to young people all the time, you have to just be careful and vigilant as you travel life's journey. Back in 1978, when I was running for Secretary of State, I was given a speech down in Georgetown, South Carolina, and just as I walked up to the mic, I looked, and coming through the door were two women who I knew. One was Lotta Gibson, the wife of the late Bill Gibson, and the other was Mrs. Helen Jackson, the wife or the mother of Jesse Jackson Jr. And I was shocked. I'm in Georgetown. They lived in Greenville. To get from Greenville, South Carolina to Georgetown, that's a pretty long journey. And I walked up to them and says, "What are you doing here?" And Helen Jackson says, "We're here for you." In 1978, Jesse Jackson, who I knew from high school, he was at Sterling High School in Greenville, South Carolina. I was at Mather Academy in Camden, South Carolina. I wasn't too good a football player. He was a hell of a quarterback. So he didn't know me from the football field, because I was never on the field at the time he was on there. But his mother became one of my biggest supporters. And Jesse, one of my best and closest friends. And tonight, as a result of a conversation, I'm sitting down with James Bennett 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. And Jonathan Jackson, the son of Jesse Jackson, came into the restaurant we were in. I invited him over to my table. He knows he can't come to my table unless he's invited. And he sat there. And I told him, as a part of your initiation as a freshman member of the United States Congress, you got to come to little old Santee, South Carolina, and share a few moments with my supporters and my students who will be aspiring to get to where you are. And I'm serious when I say this. Jesse and I were in Tulsa. Jonathan and I were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, on the anniversary of that, what we call tragic event in Tulsa. And he and I I'd known him before, but something happened that day that endeared me to him. And when he told me that he was going to run for Congress, I didn't know what that meant, but I knew this, that I would be honored to serve alongside him in Congress. And I've had that honor for the last several months. And so when I invited him to be here, I was not too sure he was going to show up. In fact, I didn't say anything to him since that day until today. He is here. Ladies and gentlemen, one of this country's future great leaders, Jonathan Jackson.
Good afternoon, good evening. Good afternoon, good evening. Okay, let me tell you how this is going to work. The less I hear from you, the longer I talk. The more I hear from you, the shorter I talk. Good evening. So listen, I want to say a very special thank you to each and every one of you. Of course, I was at Benedict College just last year to speak at their commencement ceremonies, and lo and behold, I see a teaching colleague friend of mine that went on through his matriculation to get his PhD, and now you all have taken another great son from the city of Chicago, Mr. and Mrs. Dozier, and he's a college president, so that was an aha moment to see here today. I see my friend David Brand when I was an intern at Wall Street in New York City, so life goes full circle. But I want to say, I'm here and also, and remember to my grandmother and great-grandmother, all of my greats and grands are buried in South Carolina soil. We can trace our roots back from Greenville through Easley to Cripple Creek, all the way through this state. And it was 62 years ago that my father went to jail, young people in South Carolina trying to use a public library. It's not that long ago and it's not that far away. I want to thank the organizers of this event for the privilege of being able to participate in this extraordinary moment in this way. For all of you that support the scholarship initiative, I am doubly grateful for your commitment and for your sacrifice. Of course, none of us would be here today without the extraordinary leadership of Congressman Jim Clyburn. My absolute gratitude and indebtedness is without question extended to Mr. Clyburn. Mr. Clyburn, I would tell you, is one of those rare public servants who brings together the best of where he comes from and what he hopes for. There are a lot of people in this country who can only do one or the other. There are those who are either good at talking about the past and have no vision for the future, or they're only proficient in dreaming about the future because the past has no value for them. But every now and then we are blessed to be in the presence of someone who is so much a dreamer as he is rooted in the soil that has produced him. People can stay grounded and yet transcend the limits of where they come from. Those persons are extraordinary individuals. A lot of people get big and forget where they come from, and there are those that are too small to ever be big. Mr. Clyburn brings together the best of where he comes from and the best of what he hopes for. That is to say, when you see Congressman Clyburn smiling, you are witnessing the manifestation of a man who has not gone to Washington and become so important that he has forgotten who he is. Leader Clyburn has never forgotten where he comes from. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about the geographical places that produced him. I said it earlier, that South Carolina is just not a place. South Carolina is a way of being in the world. My father was born and raised here in South Carolina. My grandparents are buried in this soil. I know the way that people in South Carolina move. When you come from here, you think different. Look at all of the institutions that have been built, all the historically black colleges that thrive and survive. South Carolina is different. The way you stand up for yourself is different. The way you fight for freedom, the way you refuse to give up is different. And so when I say that Congressman Clyburn has not forgotten where he comes from, I'm not talking about just the people. He understands the culture, the history, the struggle, and the 400 years of suffering that we've endured in America. The congressman carries it in his soul. He has turned that coal into a diamond. And I have to say this because I'm tired of politicians getting to where they are and forgetting from whence they've come. So he brought me back to Santee, South Carolina, so that I don't forget where my parents come from. A lot of folks get popular and then they forget. We've seen this in the recent case of the Supreme Court decision. After 400 years, when Harvard was founded in 1636, and just last month, on June 29th, they said race consciousness can no longer be considered. Isn't that amazing? After 387 years of having been excluded and 50 years of affirmative action, one man on the Supreme Court from South Carolina thinks that you can undo 400 years of problems in 50 years. That man, I shall not call his name, turned our history around and upside down. I am proud to work and struggle and to learn from a man that's right here today. Congressman Jim Clyburn remembers. I say that because I've discovered that some folks would rather be fat than free. It's easy to gain weight in Washington, D.C. There's lobbyists and all these fancy people that come around. But I am reminded of the story of Aesop's fable, young people. It's about the dog and cousin wolf. The wolf was out in the woods, and you could see his cages on his belly. And you could see his dog cousin had a fine coat on. And the dog met up with his cousin wolf out in the woods. And it was approaching nightfall, Mr. Clyburn. And the dog saw his cousin and says, "You need something to eat. Why don't you come back to my master's house? My master is very good to me. He has plenty of food. He has great children. And he'll let you play with them and also feed you." So the wolf started going back to the house with his cousin dog. And as they got closer to the house, the wolf spied a mark on his cousin dog's neck. And he asked him, "What is that mark?" He says, "Well, my master is good to me, but in the evening time, he puts a leash on me and keeps me outside. And sometimes he puts that leash on too tight, and it gives me a little abrasion, and sometimes it can cut me." So then the wolf started going back out into the woods. And the dog says, "Come on, we have to hurry up and go." And cousin wolf said, "I would rather be lean and free than fat and in slavery. I want you to stay free and stay lean." That's why we have a leader like Congressman Clyburn. He can look a former president in the eye, although he's a friend of his, and he says, "I'm going to support a Barack Obama," because he's lean and he's free. My father, Reverend Jackson, won this state twice with the leadership and the help of Congressman Jim Clyburn, because he's lean and he's free. When Mr. President Joe Biden was down in the dumps, Congressman Clyburn could stand next to him and pick the next president of the United States of America. That's big stuff. Thank you for staying lean, and thank you for staying free. That's an old story by Aesop. But I want you to understand something else, young people. What makes the Biden-Harris administration special? They're doing a yeoman's job of putting America back on track. And the person that's responsible for that, why am I here today? Because Congressman Jim Clyburn is here. This man turned American history around on his own. Give him a loving round of applause. I just shared with you, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to talk longer. I can say so much. And although he and I laugh and joke and we call ourselves colleagues, I'm here and he's here. I can learn every day from Congressman Clyburn. I am the only person in the United States Congress, follow me. The Congress is founded in 1789. After 234 years, I have to say I am the only member of Congress out of 12,505 in its total history. Only 176 African Americans have ever had this privilege. I am able to work with the man who's now worked with 3 generations in my family, my grandmother, my father, my brother, and myself. I couldn't miss being in Santee. Why else are we in South Carolina? South Carolina is more than palmetto trees and vacation beaches and the site of the most AME churches in any other state in the Union. South Carolina is also important for another good reason. If the truth be told, you have to understand South Carolina so that you can understand what is going on in America today. Unless you know something about this state, you won't understand how to respond, young people, to the current moment of crisis that we face. Let me remind you that South Carolina was the first state in America in 1740 to create anti-literacy laws to tell African American people you cannot learn. I have not found any other culture in the world that implemented anti-literacy laws. My God, look at us today in the shadows and the descendants of our people that were told in this state that they could not read, write, and learn, and now we are sending another 200 students to college of our choice. That is worth a loving round of applause. There was a movement afoot to keep black people uninformed and uneducated. Mr. Clyburn, it started right here in South Carolina. So when you offered me this window of opportunity to come to South Carolina, 62 years after my father was jailed for trying to go to a public library, where my great-grandmother was born without a birth certificate because they did not think she was worthy, where we can trace the Jackson family back to Cripple Creek to the 1700s, I could not miss this opportunity to say thank you, Congressman Clyburn. Laws that started in this state were enacted all over the South, and they would stay on the books 100 years. I want our young people to know that. I see Congressman Clyburn smiling and with such grace and poise as he walks through the corridors of power, and I wonder what makes Congressman Clyburn smile. He knows who he is, and he knows whose he is. Our children need to know our history, so they don't go to school with any other obligation. Yes, you have a higher burden. Yes, you have a greater expectation. Yes, you have a greater standard. And yes, we have high hopes for you, and you can make it. Our God is more than a conqueror, and don't you ever forget it. Don't put me to sleep up here. South Carolina, I want to thank you today. We've seen this foolishness before, the mendacity of what's happening in Florida, where they're banning books, burning books. Those in those corridors of power need to open the books and read the books, because if you understand it, as soon as we get the doors closed, we come back with resilience and we fight back. There is no turning back from our destiny. We're going to live up to our promise of where God wants us to be. If you think about it, it is so reasonable that some of the current members of the court would probably go back to law school and have to learn about the stare decisis and the laws that they are passing. Our history is clear on what we've been through. Think about this just for a moment. In South Carolina, you did not need to pass a bar until the 1950s. What happened in the 1950s? Black folks started going to law school. They called it a diploma of privilege if you finished a law school in the state of South Carolina. But as soon as we got in there, now you have to pass a bar. Well, guess what? We've been passing the bar ever since. And it should not be lost that we are here to support scholarships, to give people access to the benefits of education. Education is what brings us here today. We're awarding scholarships in this state that denied us the opportunity to learn. The descendants of those that were denied this opportunity, now we have gathered together with the audacity to want to graduate from college. Ever since my children were young, I used to send them a text on their cell phone, Congressman Clyburn, and I would tell them, remember who you are. Whenever the intuition would hit me, I would gradually send them a text. Parents, send that text. Let the children remember who they are. Well, during my first term in the Congress, and I started campaigning, some people didn't like Jesse Jackson's son. Some people weren't supportive of me that I had high hopes for. And my children could see at one point I was feeling down while I was running for office. And lo and behold, in my text, I got a text that says, from all three of my children, remember who you are. Hear me today, brothers and sisters. I know we've got adversaries that are trying to co-opt our government. We see supremacists and bigots and totalitarian sympathizers. But I want our children to get this message. Remember who you are. You can't remember it if you don't understand your history. Jimmy Carter went to church every Sunday while he was the President of the United States and taught Sunday school while he was the leader of the free world for 4 years. Did the Christian conservatives support Jimmy Carter? Never. They supported a man who hadn't seen the inside of a church since the day he was married. As my grandmother used to say, the devil is a liar. Your job is to remember who you are. On good days and bad days, remember who you are. Whether we move by light or have to travel in the dead of darkness, remember, my friends, who you are. And for those of you who are losing courage and losing faith, I know we had some magnificent students that have graduated at the top of your class. But I want to send a shout out to the late bloomers. God is not finished with you yet. Stay encouraged, and you're going to cross the finish line also. All flowers don't bloom at the same time. Let our children understand that love is stronger than hate, that freedom is stronger than bondage, that black people are stronger than oppression. It's because love is stronger than hate that Claflin University was founded in 1869, because nobody can stop what God has already started. It's because this truth is stronger than falsehood that Allen University was founded in 1870, because nobody can curse what God has already blessed. If you're not making the connection, let me draw the line more clearly. We have seen what Governor DeSantis has done before. We are not easily intimidated as a people. We have seen this kind of political evil before. Powerful people not wanting black people to be educated is not something new to us. People keep on making up laws and changing policies. It didn't work in South Carolina in 1740, and it's not going to work in America in 2023. We're going to keep on fighting. We're going to write new books. We're going to continue to expand our knowledge and education. If you erase parts of our history, we will teach our own children our history and not depend on you to teach it for us. If you enact new policies to create laws that make it harder for us to be black in America, we will organize, go to the polls on election day, vote you out of office, and put new people in place that will rid you of the policies, because they will not last forever. Just like a tree planted by the water, we shall not be moved. In 1857, the Reverend Fred Ross wrote a book called Slavery Ordained by God, in which he attempted to lay out the benefits of slavery for the slave. In 1860, T.W. Hope wrote a book called The Right of American Slavery, in which he attempted to do the same thing. This is not a new game, it's an old trick. So when Florida tries to change the curriculum as they attack curriculums across the country, remember who you are. This Board of Education isn't going to work. Congressman Clyburn, they said in the Florida curriculum, we had to go through slavery to learn agricultural work, painting, carpentry, agriculture, blacksmithing, tailoring, and transportation. Lord have mercy. We didn't need to go through slavery to learn how to make some shoes. If these people actually read the books they're banning, they would understand that black people built the pyramids. They would understand the University of Timbuktu was the first and oldest university in the world. 2,000 years before the birth of Hippocrates in Greece, Imhotep was in Africa practicing medicine and writing about it. You've got an outstanding history, young people. Stay strong and grow. But a group of uninformed policy puppets in Florida are trying to convince the rest of us that black people needed slavery in order to make shoes. What kind of crazy do you have to be to say something like that? In the words of the young people, make it make sense to me. We were sailing down the Congo River hundreds of years before Europeans figured out what a boat was or even made the first voyages out of Europe. We are a part of American history. We don't need to have a separate history. We just need to stop the propaganda. You cannot have it with just white on the pages. It's the black and the white working together to make the whole of America better. In conclusion, we are gathered here to rise up to meet the challenge. We're not going to sit idly by and allow the enemies of diversity to have their way. We're not going to surrender our courage in the face of the difficulties of today and tomorrow. We still believe that God, before you, no one can be against you. We still believe that nothing is too hard for our God. And young folks, always remember who you are.
Wow, wow. Thank you, Congressman Jonathan Jackson. Thank you so much. Young folks, a promise made is a promise kept. Sometimes we have to do what we promise, and to come all the way from the 1st Congressional District in Illinois to be with us this evening, you have truly blessed us. Thank you. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Somebody asked the question, can anything good come out of South Carolina? Well, Congressman Clyburn, thank you so much. Thank you for making life a little better, a little stressful, a little more healthier, so that we can live a little longer. Thank you so much for all you do. And thank all of you for allowing me to be your host this evening. This ends the formal part of the program. On the screen, we'll be screening the 200 students who will receive the Canzater Scholarship in 2022-2023. And I say to our scholars, as Churchill said, success is never final, and failure is never fatal. Sometimes you have to lose to win again. So life is about ups and downs, but never, never, never give up. And I'll meet you at the bar right now. Thank you.
Now introducing the 2023 Rudolph Canzater Scholarship recipients. Each Canzater scholar will receive a one-time $1,000 scholarship, a Dell laptop, Microsoft software package, and a bag.